Tell me, so just looking back, do you have like any kind of either general advice or tips and tricks or just like advice on, keeping a healthy perspective as a partner for someone that's listening and maybe going through it for the first time?
Um, yeah, right off the bat, I would say there's no right or wrong things. There's no right or wrong ways. I mean, obviously, I'm oversimplifying. Um, we did have a little trouble with breastfeeding at first, and when people say, "Oh, you always want to breastfeed," that's always your number one option. That's not an option that everybody has the luxury of having.
Yeah.
So just being pretty fluid with things. We knew what we wanted as far as the birth plan goes, but if we were too rigid to that, then anything that varies from that plan would be a big shock to us, right? So the whole thing I wanted to try to stay as flexible as possible, knowing that this isn't A, B, C, and D. Things can change a little bit. There can be complications that are unforeseen. So we try to stay, or I would recommend staying kind of as fluid as possible. It's great to have a plan. Um, the more knowledgeable we found that was super helpful, especially how knowledgeable Madison was. She borderline became a doula in this whole process by the amount of books she read and podcasts she listened to and conversations with our actual doula. She having that huge knowledge base to draw from was extremely helpful for her. I wish I maybe had done a little bit more of that, looked into a little bit more about the process so I could know exactly what's happening and how she's feeling, although she did a fantastic job communicating that with me. What I did beforehand that I found really beneficial was to prepare myself for the birth. So where she wanted to know exactly what was happening so she wasn't scared, she feels the pain, she know what that is. This starts to happen, she understands what's happening. For me, I wanted to be ready myself for the birth. So what I mean by that is to try to like break all my old habits and kind of develop some good habits. I wanted to make sure that I could really relax and not just try to relax, right? So I was trying to do as much to be as mindful as possible, do some meditation to make sure that I could actually be in a good headspace to help her, be a good rock for her. I wanted to make sure that I was physically healthy enough that I can stay up late and I could get up early and I could run back and forth and run to the car constantly and pick this up and move this here. And I don't want to be physically too tired to take care of my wife and my child. I want to make sure I started getting up early right off the bat as soon as we found out we were pregnant and I knew I was going to be a dad. Even from the first times, I started changing, trying to cut out the bad habits, trying to eat healthier, trying to get up early in the morning. And honestly, when Porter came, I found that to be super helpful. The getting up early in the morning wasn't that big of a deal anymore because I kind of got myself used to it. When I have a few seconds to take a breath and really, really relax myself, I was able to do that. Even those nights where he was crying, he was just really hard to console. I was able to detach a little bit from oh my god, my baby's in trouble, my baby. I was able to detach a little, take a deep breath. He's gonna be okay. He's got food. He's safe. We changed his diaper, right? So we were able to calmly walk through the steps and get him calm and relaxed again. So that's what I found very, very helpful for me was try to work on myself, be as prepared as possible to be the best dad I can be, and be knowledgeable about the process as well. And again, that was really where Madison shined. She was great explaining that to me. But maybe I wish I would have took a little bit more of the initiative myself to fully understand every step of the process.
Right on. That's great advice for before, during, and after. Thank you. A lot of what you've said that resonated with me, at least, especially for our first, like